Hey guys, in today's video I'll be showing you how to optimize your AMD GPU for more performance and less latency. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe as I will be posting videos every Saturday at 1 p.m. So the first thing we're going to discuss today is your regular AMD GPU settings. First you want to open your Adrenalin software and then go over to gaming and then graphics. You want to hit custom over here and you could copy most of these settings. Mostly everything should be turned off. You want to be using no enhanced sync, boost, or anti-lag, or any type of image scaling or super resolution as well. Anti-aliasing, you want to make sure that's disabled, and texture filtering quality is set to performance. Next you want to go over to display, and you want to make sure that GPU scaling is disabled, unless you use like stretch resolution, which you shouldn't be really using. Then you can enable it, but we don't really recommend that, so disable that. And you want to make sure that display color enhancement is also disabled. After that you want to go over to performance and then tuning, and then in here you want to head over to custom right here, manual tuning, and in here you want to make sure that resizable bar is enabled if you do have this option. And under power tuning right here you want to set power limit to max and then click apply changes. The next three tools we'll be using is MPT, MCT, and GPU-Z. You can get these by joining my Discord server, which will be linked in the description below. Once you're joined, you want to head over to programs, and then MPT and MCT should be right here. And under pinned messages you should see GPU-Z right here. Once you click on those links for MPT, you could just scroll down and then you want to download these two right here. And for GPU-Z you just want to click download on one of these two buttons. Once you have both of them installed, you want to open GPU-Z, and the only thing you're going to be doing here is clicking the share button, save the file, and then saving your GPU's VBIOS, which you could just name whatever and click save. Once you do that, you could close out of GPU-Z, and then you want to head over to MorePowerTool. You want to run this as administrator, and then in this box right here you're going to select your GPU, and then in here you want to click load, and then click on the file that you just saved and click open. Once you do this, next thing we're going to do is uncheck 0 RPM right here. This basically just when your AMD GPU isn't really being used that much, your fans just turn off, which is what you don't want because that causes a lot more heat. So you want to click 0 RPM right here and make sure that's unchecked, and under fan you want to uncheck it as well, just in case one overrides the other one. Now the next thing we're going to do is click feature control right here. Now if you don't want to mess with too much of these, the main things you just want to do is uncheck all these DS ones. These is just basically downclocking, which is what you don't want because it introduces a bunch of stutters. Some more things you could do, and by the way this might also look different depending on what GPU you have, if you have a 5000 series or a 6000 series, but the main thing is just that you disable all the DS's. But if you do want to disable more, you can disable these as well. You want to disable DFC state and this one as well. You can also disable GFX SS right here, and that's it. Now after you set your features, the next thing you want to do is head over to frequency, and in here you want to set your SOC. This is basically your min value and your max value. You want a static SOC, so you're going to set your min value to your max value, which in this case will be 1200. For FCLK you could do the same thing, it's on the bottom right here. You can set your min value to your max value, which for me is going to be 2050. And for GFX right here, you don't want to set it too close to your max value. Usually the closer you are the better, but the more instability it has, especially if you're setting this through MorePowerTool. But a good starting point would be 1900 for 6000 series cards. As for 5000 series cards, you just have to test, but raising the max value is going to always help you more by reducing that dynamic range. Once you do that, you just want to click write SPPT right here, and that's basically just going to save your settings. And in case this just gets reset, because sometimes if your driver crashes or you reinstall drivers, all these settings might reset. So to save them, you just want to click save right here, and then you can name this whatever, and then click save and then exit. And if you ever want to put these settings back in, you just have to click on your GPU right here, load, and then click on the file that you just saved right here. Now the last tool we'll be showing is MoreClockTool. You just want to open this as administrator too, and in here basically for GFX you can set the min value. This is basically your min value and your max value right here. You can set your min value to the same value as your max value, but some people get certain issues when they do this, like stuttering. So if this is the case, then you just reset it and set it back to default. Another thing too I forgot to mention with this program is that these settings get reset every time you restart. So if you really want to make sure that these settings get changed, like actually, then you just open up this program and set them every time. And for memory timing level right here, you just want to click fast timing. Smart access memory, you can enable that, especially if you have a Ryzen CPU. If you don't, then it doesn't really make a difference. This is basically just resizable bar for AMD. For graphics right here, you want to make sure that everything here is unchecked and the settings look like this. And same thing for display right here. You don't want to be using no FreeSync or GPU scaling. For fan right here, AMD GPUs, they usually have lower fan curves, so if you can set the fan curve to a higher percentage, it's always better because you want to avoid heat. You could also disable 0 RPM right here. We did that in MorePowerTool, but it's always a good measure to disable it everywhere. But fan curves right here, you could just set them to way higher values than what this usually sets, because you don't want no extra heat on your CPU and then it just dies or degrades over time. So this wouldn't be a bad curve at all to use. If you want to set these settings and make sure they actually get set, you just want to click set right here, and then you could just save these to a profile just like we did with MPT, and then every time you restart, you just click load right here and then load up your settings. That should be it I have for you guys in today's video. If you liked and enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and also join my Discord server if you have any recommendations on any type of content you want to see. And yeah, see you in the next one.